Hey guys, what is going on? You might notice I do sound a little bit rough here, and that is because we have picked up a cold from somewhere, and then Call of Duty goes and drops the big old patch update, patch notes thing for the new season, so that's fantastic. So you do have to listen to me sort of mumble my way through all of these notes here, but it is a very, very exciting time. We do have the new patch for the Season 4 update. Very, very cool things. There is a lot of changes coming to Warzone, but we're not super interested in that. But just to go over it quickly here, they're getting a new map in the Resurgence map in Fortune's Keep. There's a bunch of different stuff, points of interest on that particular map. There's also Caldera updates. I think Storage Town's coming back. There's more points of interest on that. There's a bunch of other different stuff coming to Warzone as well. There's like ATMs, new vehicles and things. There's just a lot to go over, but we aren't going to cover that much Warzone stuff here today. As you probably know, we care more about the Vanguard stuff. So we are of course getting two new maps in this update, which is the USS Texas, which is a map from World War II. Again, I'm not 100% sure if this is the one they should have brought back, especially since it's going to be the only map for the majority of the season until the mid-season update, and then there is a new map in the mid-season in Desolation, which does look pretty cool. New game mode coming back in Blueprint Gun Game, which is basically just a fancy way for them to sell blueprint skins. Shi No Numa is coming back in a round-based zombies experience. There's a new quest and a big old Easter egg thing in that. There's a new wonder weapon quest, which is really cool. We're getting new operators as usual. I think there's going to be 3, 2 in the start, and again 1 in the middle of the season, I believe. We're getting 3 new weapons in the update, a new SMG, a new LMG, and a new assault rifle, which again, it's kind of disappointing here. I mean, we've seen these a number of times already. We've seen a new assault rifle, we've seen a new SMG in pretty much most seasons, which again, new LMG is kind of cool. I would love to have seen a new shotgun or a new pistol or something like that, because we still have the same 4 base shotguns. We've not seen a new pistol yet, which is kind of disappointing, but it is what it is here. So jumping down to the Vanguard update stuff, as we can see all the gold bars. I believe this is Butcher, I think. Again, we are getting Shi No Numa coming back in a classic round-based zombies experience, which is very, very cool. I'm very excited for that. We might actually jump in, make some guides or something like that if we do get some content there. But again, we're also getting the Embark on the High Seas in the USS Texas 1945, which is going to be a remake of the USS Texas map from World War II. I'm not 100% sure if this was like a fan favorite map from way back in the day. Like, it usually just played pretty similar. Like, there's just like the 3 lanes and you sort of run, you can't really flank or anything like that, so they might have made some changes to this. We'll have to read on. Again, Blueprint Gun Game, we can see that this is going to be gun game with the blueprints, a fancy way for them to sell blueprints, which is, I mean, whatever. Shi No Numa coming back is pretty cool as well, with a new old Easter egg, which is very, very sweet. Again, 13 years after its original release in World at War, the legendary round-based zombies map is back in Shi No Numa. I'm super excited for this. We're going to jump into it and have a good time, I'm sure. New main quest, new wonder weapon. Wade through the swamps as you journey on a multi-step quest culminating in a devastating battle. Complete the quest in full to show your prowess with a new calling card. Watch out for hidden secrets throughout in the form of multiple side quests waiting to be uncovered in the swamp. It does look pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for this. We're definitely going to jump into this and check this one out, because I mean, I love round-based Call of Duty stuff. We got fast travel and classic traps. So we got the what was it called, the whacker or whatever it was, the big spinny, you know what I'm talking about. If you played this, you set it off and it just spins, and I think it might actually be called the whacker. I think. The flogger. It's in here. I should read. And the electroshock defense is very sweet. Of course, the maps that we are getting in the multiplayer content, of course, the USS Texas 1945 and Desolation mid-season. Again, I'm a little disappointed in this. Like, it's one of those things where we're only like getting 5 seasons in this game, and when they just bring out like one map and then a map halfway through the season, it just feels a little bit lazy in my opinion. Like, honestly, like, what happened to 2 maps and then 1 in the middle of the season? What happened to that? Was that too much effort? Was that too much work? Like, what happened there? Like, people aren't interested in playing the game, so I guess you stop putting effort into making it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where it feels a little bit lazy, just like, oh yeah, you got 1 map and then you'll get another map later on. Like, we used to have 2 maps in the start, and then we used to get another one middle of the season, which, I mean, that felt good. That was a good way to release the content, but apparently we're not doing that anymore. USS Texas 1945, as you can see in this lovely picture back here, this is the new SMG as well, which does look pretty sweet. The USS Texas 1945 challenges operators to fight it out on the offshore battleship designed for tense long-range engagements on starboard and port, with plenty of close quarters actions amidst the middle of the map with the interior stuff. A reimagining of the USS Texas map from World War II. This is a medium-sized map that's moved from the White Cliffs of Dover to waters around Caldera. Again, it doesn't say anything about any sort of changes or flanks or lines of sight or things like that, but we'll take a look at this when this does drop. I believe this comes out next week. So again, we're going to be taking a look at this as soon as it does come out. In the middle of the season, we are getting the brand new map, which is Desolation, which is really, really cool. Deploy to a Pacific listening post in this small to medium-sized map set in a dense village littered with destruction. Large mountains and a vast landscape engulf the environment as you battle around the central building and along its creekside fortifications. I think this would have been absolutely fantastic to add at the start of the season. You get your long range stuff with a bit of close range combat as well, and then you get your small to medium sized map on top of that, and then in the middle of the season we add a new map as well. Would that have been so hard? Probably not. But maybe I'm asking a little bit too much, who knows. Again, Blueprint gun game does debut in Vanguard, which is pretty sweet. As you can see, they're running around with the different guns, the big old pickaxe. Like, I like the idea of this. I think gun game is always going to be a cool addition to any game. It is a little disappointing that it has been in recent years just appearing in sort of the end seasons, like Season 4, Season 5, just to sort of fill in a gap. Like, have some party game modes at the start of the game. Would that be so difficult to add as well? Just, people want to have fun in Call of Duty, and whenever they do it, if they don't see their favorite game mode, say their favorite game mode is gun game, for whatever reason, you just love gun game, always play gun game. Start of the game, you don't really have much of a reason to play it. Like, of course, you're just going to trudge through your regular game modes and stuff like that, but if you can't see gun game or you can't play gun game, I mean, you're going to have less enjoyment in the game. So just, like, add these party game modes to the start, like, just have a bit of fun, you know what I mean? Alrighty, so the two new weapons that we are getting in the start of the season is an SMG, as we can see here, this little tin can box looking thing, looks like a Mac 10 from Cold War, and we do have a big old LMG as well, which is actually pretty sweet. The SMG is known as the Marco 5, and a very, very exciting thing about this is going to be an Akimbo SMG. I'm very, very excited for this. Apparently this thing does have super reliable hipfire accuracy up close, does big old damage, and apparently you can have two of them for whatever reason. They've decided that this is the time to add Akimbo to this thing. Oh. Okay. A high mobility submachine gun, accurate from the hip with excellent close range stopping power, so I expect the hip fire accuracy to be very, very tight on this thing. For the highly mobile, aggressive player, there are a few better options than rushing into battle with the Marco 5 SMG. It's great for pushing objectives, as its high mobility allows you to run circles around the enemy while they struggle to get a beat on your position. Considering its relatively noticeable recoil and damage fall off at longer distances, the Marco 5 is best when fired from the hip at close ranges. Oh, we're gonna see how this goes. As the first SMG in Vanguard to feature the Akimbo proficiency, you'll soon wonder why you ever needed to aim down sight in the first place. I would love to see this get added to more SMGs in the game. I feel like it's just an addition we need to have at this point, just to have a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting stuff. Can't aim down sight with this thing, but you can hip fire it from the hip, which is really, really sweet. And then the LMG we are getting is the UGM-8, which is the big old LMG we can see here. High fire rate mobile LMG that excels at creating suppressing fire and pushing enemy positions. Who says an LMG has to slow you down, combining high mobility with high fire? I'm actually very, very excited about this particular weapon because one of the things, as you may know, LMGs are slow. That is just what they are. They're big old machine guns and they are slow. But if this is a little bit more mobile, a little bit more able to move around the map a little bit more quickly, get those sights up faster with a high fire rate, this is going to be a potentially fantastic weapon in this game. The M8 is ideal for players looking to keep pace with their enemies while offering suppressive fire. This thing does chew through ammo though, so be prepared to feed it. Boost your ammo capacity with one of several different magazine options, or grab fully loaded or the scavenger perk to prevent going empty in the middle of a fight. I'm really excited about this. I think this is actually going to be a really, really cool addition to the game. Ooh, we're getting a push dagger, a new melee weapon in the game. Woo! I don't care. Do people care about melee weapons in these games unless they're like really stupid? Like, I saw that they added the big sledgehammer, and that was really cool. Just running around with a big old sledgehammer in these games, really fun. But adding a different knife, adding a different dagger kind of thing, I mean, And in the middle of the season, of course, we are getting the Vargo-S, which is a brand new assault rifle in this game. An essential armament for versatile play, this workhorse assault rifle offers a high fire rate, steady aim through sustained fire, and a quick reload, and that's before adding any of its gunsmith attachments. I think this is going to be a really cool addition to the game as well. But again, this is another one of those things where we could have had 3 guns at the start and just had like an extra challenge on top of the battle pass weapons, and then added another gun in the middle of the season. But again, maybe I'm asking for too much. Like, maybe I'm asking for too much content in these updates. Unlock both the Marco 5 and the UGM-8 for free in the seasonal battle pass system. More information to come. And unlock the push dagger and the Vargo-S in one of 2. I mean, technically we are getting 4 new weapons in this update, but one of them is a melee weapon, which no one really cares about, but you know, it is what it is here. through an in-game weapon-based challenge or via a store bundle to be released later in the season. As usual, we're getting new operators and stuff like that in these bundles, which again is not super interesting for me, but we're getting Butcher, I believe, as the big old battle pass guy, which is pretty sweet. Moving on, another couple of different operators here, but again, that's pretty much it to go over in this update. Again, we're getting Shi No Numa, a couple of new guns, and a couple of new maps as well. I do like that they are remaking USS Texas. I think that's going to be a pretty cool addition. Desolation looks really, really cool, but I would love to have seen a new map on top of that. Like, again, put 2 maps in the start of the update and have one for the middle of the season. Like, that's all I'm asking for. I just want more content in these games, because I mean, not many people are playing them as they are, and you add less content than you have been previously. Here's what it is. If you are as excited for Season 4 as I am, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I'm very, very keen for the Season 4 update. I love new guns and I love new maps. I think the USS Texas is going to be pretty cool. But again, thank you very much for watching this one. Hopefully I will see you very soon in Season 4. Bye!